What's up, man? It's your boy Alpha May, and this is Just a Fan. Y'all know I'm here with the boys, but we're going to introduce my co-host first. It is Unico Williams. What's up?
Hey, it's your boy Unico Williams. We doing a new show. Don't call me no co-host because I am not a subject matter expert on this. I know a little bit, but I'm surrounded by them. Just a fan. I'm glad that my boys May came out with this and allowed for me to ask a few of my homies that I know to just talk that shit. About, oh wait, we haven't been 5 minutes yet. That's okay. I didn't really cuss YouTube, but I got my Ace Boon Coon next to me, man.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy, man. Craig, aka Olympus Mons, aka the Big Bloody Blurred. Bro, I've been watching wrestling my whole life. That's it.
This nigga had VHS tapes, nigga, of WrestleManias, dog. Hey man, I got my homeboy from the fort, man. What's good?
Yep, I'm Robert. I've been watching wrestling since I was like 3 years old, so like 27 years or something like that. I don't know. I mostly just watch WWE and stuff right now because I don't have cable.
Man, damn, the non-streaming ass nigga. Hey, we got we got a bodybuilder in the building right now. I'm looking at him. What's happening, Hicks?
What's happening? My name is Gerald. Been watching wrestling for about 33 years. Watching wrestling coming out the womb. And my dad was watching wrestling at the hospital that I was born at. So,
What's up?
big fan.
Was you born during WCW, nigga? Because that was
WCCW.
Oh shit!
Yeah, look, the
World champion wrestling.
Yeah.
Hey, up top, man. You know, something like my cousin, something like my nephew, man. I got Tori in the house, man. What's going on?
Oh, you already know, chilling. I'm just a regular scumbag Twitter wrestling fan. Lots of hot takes. Lots of just saying outlandish stuff just to get a reaction because it's 2021 and it's fun. Let's be real.
Fucking
so most definitely hardcore. And yeah, I'm basically I enjoy making old wrestling fans angry while still respecting the craft. It's all about a reaction, but a reaction that comes with a building of understanding between the generations.
What's your Twitter handle so they can attack you tonight?
AfroComedy765.
Oh shit, he got comedy in his handle, y'all.
Most definitely, most definitely. For all your wrestling random anime hot takes, I keep flowing. I got them for days.
Right on, water. Is Jericho here? Jericho and Rashad still on?
I don't think so. They may have left.
Fuck them. I'll see y'all next week. So Zell May, let me give it back to you, man. Let's get it going. You know I love y'all. You know I love them boys, man. I just see y'all next week. Shout out to Ron Shoemaker. He's gonna be on here.
All love. It's all love.
Build this thing, man. We're gonna build this. I'm super excited to be a part of this. Again, I'm not now when we get to the anime shows, because this show is a little bit about everything. It's gonna be wrestling, sometimes it's gonna be anime, sometimes it might be sports. I don't know. It's a whole bunch of niggas talking, and I know y'all love that. That's your favorite thing.
You gotta enjoy that.
Absolutely. Y'all know y'all love niggas talking. So Zell May, let me give it back to you.
Pop culture. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we talking about wrestling today. Just a fan. By the way, hit that like and subscribe if you are on Spotify, Apple Music, any other Google podcast, any other platform. Hit that follow button. We appreciate it, and we appreciate you. If you want to comment, you want to talk, you want to communicate with us, hit us on our Twitters. It will be in the description below. And comment. Tell us your thoughts. Maybe you'll come on the show too, and we can chat. Cause we just chatting with the people, man. We just chatting with the people. But yeah, to the first topic I want to talk about, we gotta bring this up. Wrestling is becoming more popular now. It's funner. Everybody excited. The hardcore wrestling fans are excited with the advent of AEW, and all of a sudden WWE starting to get the fans back and starting to try to put more social media influences and stuff in. So we're gonna see. What do y'all think? Is wrestling back or coming back? It's definitely coming back. Without a doubt. It's just the
you got two shows on cable now, and each of the two brands on cable now. Each of those brands have a show at some point in time in the week. You've got all the it's making a comeback. I don't think it's ever going to bounce back to like Attitude Era levels. I mean, maybe if somebody really dies, maybe. But I think there's definitely a room for a bounce back now. Most definitely.
There's room for somebody to die. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, there's definitely room for that. It's gonna controversy, man. It breeds audiences.
Vince, what does Vince say? I like that.
He like that. I mean, he kept going when Owen Hart died. So.
And think about the ratings. Think about the ratings for the Raw after Owen Hart died. Skyrocketed.
Vince is a sick man.
Probably one of his. As sick as they come.
I mean, yeah.
You can't have that much money and not be sick, though.
Yeah, no, it's at that point he's already gone.
Yeah.
Now he's just seeing what he can get away with.
Man, give your take, bro.
My take on like if wrestling's going mainstream.
Yeah, or what? Like, so the question is it coming back? Is it back? Yeah.
I mean, I think it's back in a sense. Like it's got like I feel like it never left in a sense, but like people had to be more quiet about it. Like it was for a while, like it kind of went down to the point where like people were still wrestling fans, but they weren't really talking about wrestling with other people because like people weren't really fucking with it like that. But like now we're getting to a point where it's like, I don't know, it's starting to be a more acceptable thing again. It's like going the same trend that like anime already did, where it's like now people are starting, even if they're not like normal, like steady fans, even the casual fans will like know what you're talking about if you say
there are more casual fans now.
Yeah, there's a lot more casual fans, and there's enough avenues to where you can watch it, so many different companies and see so many different things, and like you can find what you like, even if it's not WWE. There's probably a company that's doing what you want to see. And that's really cool. It makes, since there's so much more access now, like different types of wrestling fans can find what it is they're like more into and don't just have to watch the one product anymore. So yeah,
that's true.
Jared, where you at, man? I see you.
Twitter has made it a way to. I haven't seen a Raw besides last night because I had to see Big winning. I haven't seen a Raw in good 2 or 3 years. The last time I seen it is when the kids was in here. But I know but like I know everything because the way my Twitter is set up, I know what a match is, what match is going, how things are going, and I can just follow my Twitter while I'm watching football because I want my little boy to get in football, so I've been watching that. But I'm keeping up to date. I've moved from just being a casual fan. Like I'm more interested in backstage right now. Like what's going on backstage. Samoa Joe, he gave that
concussions.
Well, I read today that it was mainly because he didn't want to win that title anyway. But they moved up Karrion Kross so quickly, so they had to make a story. He wanted to be more backstage, more trainer role for these up and comers, but also NXT is going in a different direction. He's darn near in his 40s. So he's 42. So that's not a direction NXT was going, and that's not a direction he wanted to go. He just wanted to win their fight. He don't care about having no title. But also the custom play away.
He might have thought like sort of like a Finn Balor-esque thing too, I feel like, because like Finn Balor sort of got that second coming of his career from going back to NXT.
Yeah, he did.
So,
and I mean NXT is great. I'm not sure what they're doing now. They're trying to, a lot of people getting beat, and I know they want to go in a different direction.
A lot of people from jump ship.
Yeah, it is. Oof. And I just think right now, wrestling is actually doing pretty good. Vince got that $1 billion deal. AEW is throwing out money like it's crazy. Wrestling right now is on a surge up. I don't think they'll ever get those ratings like they got in '99.
No, there's 5 million less viewers now. I just don't see that happening. If 5 million people get back into wrestling 20 years later, that'd blow my mind.
Yeah. But it's going to depend on the AEW.
But there's room to grow. Because AEW, people say what they want. AEW is doing something that the WWE's never done. Well, hasn't done in a long time. And that's just giving the fans what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the big difference. Tony Khan is booking to his fans, not to his own tastes. And that's super refreshing in wrestling. Especially from a Vince McMahon-dominated landscape. That's a giant breath of fresh air.
Yeah, but I don't want it to be a double-edged sword, because some of the problems they were having is, you know, now that Tony Khan's taken over, it's been good, but like the Young Bucks held that title for way too much longer than what they were supposed to. I love the Young Bucks, but really good.
But think about the match that they put on, though. It was sort of worth it, in my opinion. That match with the Lucha Bros was like that story, that build, that was worth it. How many times did the Lucha Bros and the Young Bucks come face to face, and the Young Bucks managed to cut them off at every pass for the whole duration of AEW so far? And for them to finally get that win and take the belt and just sort of be acknowledged as the greatest tag team in the world, that was a heavy moment.
It was
worth it. It was worth it. The story was long.
Let's let Craig get in here real quick. Let's let him get in here, because that's more of a specific topic. So let's go ahead and go back to that original the original question.
My bad. You know, I be rambling, dog.
Well, I think it's a lot different now, because the way everything is consumed through the internet. There's definitely a lot more eyes on wrestling as a whole, but you have to like take into consideration that AEW and WWE aren't the only wrestling to watch. There's also Japanese wrestling. A lot of people are watching Japanese.
New Japan, Ring of Honor.
Before the pandemic hit, the indie wrestling was at an all-time
high.
British wrestling. I started watching British wrestling because I got into British wrestling through Pete Dunne and Darby and all those people I was watching. Walter was over there. In Progress, and I think it's OTT.
And then they've got like Star, and there's a few. Well, not since Vince bought everybody out, but there's wrestling's everywhere now, and it's all different styles.
Right.
Yeah, it's super dope.
Listen real hard.
You got
Jonathan Gresham. Jonathan Gresham over there, ROH.
Yes, my man. Mm-hmm. But there's just a lot of different wrestling out there, and I don't think just because the ratings aren't necessarily 5 million more people, but I do believe a lot of people are just watching pro wrestling at a not a like an attitude era rate, but it's at a high that is.
It's more people for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. In terms of the mainstream, I want to talk about this too. We know the demographic of wrestling is older now. I think the average age I read on the CM Punk episode was 43 of AEW, and that's the lowest it's been in years of a demographic that watched the episode, and that was on AEW. So it was 43 with the average. I think WWE average age is 54. AEW average age is 47. And back in the Attitude Era, the average age was 24. So it seems like that age just got older as we got older.
It feels like wrestling fans have sort of stuck to wrestling. You know what I mean? It's just they've actually grown with the product, and I feel like that's a lot of a reason why, like, hardcore wrestling fans are so
that's why wrestling passion, or they're so passionate because of that. We all grew up with it,
with the product. So
what if we died, nigga? Demographic, like, because we ain't gonna be here. Hey, did y'all know that?
Yeah,
that in 2099, nigga will be dead.
Yes, I assume. Maybe I will.
I mean, most of it. I was gonna say, I don't know.
Maybe
2099. 70 years from now.
Like, I got an auntie that's like 107, so I got a chance. It's in my blood. You know,
I have a hard time believing that's the oldest woman in Mississippi right now.
No, it's the one that's 113. She's a Native American woman. I don't know if I'm related to her, but yeah, she's 113. So she's not. And by the way, she's in Chicago, so she's in Illinois. So.
Oh, okay. Man, damn. Somebody made it past the age of 32 in Chicago, nigga. That's crazy.
Wild.
Hey,
but yeah.
CM Punk, it's like CM Punk and like the mayor, the only people that live in Chicago now.
CM Punk stayed up in the nice part of Chicago. He got his fenced-in yard. He's like, what What are you talking about? This is a beautiful city. All right.
All right.
You go 2 blocks that way, 17 homicides in a week.
But the question I was asking was, what can WWE do or AEW or anybody to try to lower the demographic? I know WWE has been trying with Smackdown. They brought Trae Young in, and by the way, a lot of young people did.
Loved it.
A lot of young
Loved it.
people
The
loved
greatest
that. They
in a
loved
long
that.
time.
Young people,
Let's say,
casuals, like I
work
don't
your
like wrestling.
demographic.
They said I don't even like wrestling, but this was cool to see Trae Young come
Well,
out.
that's like with they brought Logan Paul in.
Yeah, while Logan
times.
Paul keeps showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, by the way,
Like
wrestling fans hate Logan Paul, but he is like a king in
Smart.
that 18
One of
to
the smartest.
24 demographic.
Oh yeah,
One of
but
these
like
smartest.
his podcast is good content too,
Yeah,
though,
it
because
is.
like I've watched a few of his like Impulsive when people hate him, but at the same time, those same people are tuning in and copping the views. So I mean, they're keeping him on top.
I want the wrestling fan to understand this. AEW had what 200-something thousand pay-per-view buys. Jake Paul
on
All Out. Yeah, over 200,000, and that's like amazing. Jake Paul had 1.6 million of the 18 to 24 demographic.
Yeah.
They are like,
and that's where
they are kings at that.
where
Let's let Gerald get in here.
Yeah.
No, so his marketing, like
Top
1.6,
tier.
probably 1.2 million of those buys
Pay him.
were wanting to see him get knocked out. And what he did was make himself the most
Agreed,
hated
Robert.
man in America.
It was true.
And
Very
it was
true.
so smart. Like, I wanted to see him get knocked out.
you can't hate the bag. He
But
made it work.
he got it. Yeah, like I respect that. Like
He moved to Puerto Rico so he could avoid the taxes and everything. He was like, I'm trying to get paid.
Yo, UFC.
Can't hate.
He went to a UFC event and the whole crowd said, "Fuck Jake Paul," and he stood
he
up
made
and
like
flipped the
100
whole
million.
crowd off. I'm like,
I mean,
But it was Logan Paul there.
that was Jake in that situation. But I'm like, hey,
Oh,
getting that heat,
Jake.
getting that natural wrestling fans. I said it about UFC and boxing when I do those shows. Figuring out what they do to get hated and get that kind of heat, because most people don't get that heat Trae Young got, unfortunately. Most
No.
people don't get the heat that they get. The heels don't get that kind
Some
of heat.
wrestlers can't get that heat.
You know what I'm saying? So
UFC, they changed their whole style because of WWE. Like UFC wouldn't have any of those buys if they didn't try to market their athletes like WWE did. They got their
Conor
whole
McGregor's a
style.
walking wrestling
Tell
promo.
that Conor McGregor watch wrestling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He should get into it after these past few fights. He should try wrestling.
by the way, I want to
I
say
think-
that cringy Becky Lynch copy, Conor McGregor copy, like whole
Whoa.
script is rough.
Man, big time Bex. Big time Bex.
Like it's cringy, but they got the crowd to stop yelling for it.
Hey,
Yeah,
yeah.
it worked. It did what it was supposed to do.
You can still hear some cheers. It's going to be hard to get Becky Lynch all the way heel. It's going to be hard because she's not her husband. She's not Seth Rollins. That man changed it around completely. He went from babyface to heel like that. Switched it up completely.
But Seth Rollins just looks like
Drip
somebody you
God-
shouldn't like.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but
Craig,
Seth
can
Rollins
you
is
give us some
also
insight
like
into that, Craig?
I mean, he ain't had no choice but to turn heel because they beat the Fiend. You know what happened with the Fiend, man.
Yeah, but he could have went face when he came back after his whole paternity leave thing, and they thought, and like he got cheers when he came out, and then he went right back into the heel stick. Like he didn't have to.
They did too much. They did too much with Rey Mysterio. They did. There wasn't no going back after that. Like the whole Rey Mysterio, Buddy Murphy. That there wasn't no going back for Seth after that. He had
Niggas
the.
eye off, man.
But yeah, woo.
Yeah,
Halloween Havoc didn't have nothing on House of Horrors. Let me tell you. Stayed up for a month after that. Poor Rey Mysterio lost his eye to the steel step.
Bro, I'm willing to go ahead and like accept a lot of things. I couldn't get down with that eye extraction.
What about them burning the Fiend alive?
Yeah, I couldn't get down with that, bro. I like any of y'all ever watched Lucha
Such a
Underground?
waste.
Yeah,
I love Lucha Underground.
I love Lucha Underground. Well, when it was running, it was a
Cross got over with me when he almost.
Well, that's where the Lucha Bros got over for me. The Lucha Bros and Lucha Underground was top tier.
That was like my favorite show, and they
Killer Cross and Impact was my. I love Killer Cross and Impact. He was amazing in Impact. I don't think I ever watched him in Lucha Underground.
He almost took somebody out for real.
That does not. They're wasting Karrion Kross on the main roster. I don't even want to talk about Karrion Kross. He's so amazing, and he's just going to be. He's going to be riding a scooter. He's going to be riding a scooter with Matt Riddle before it's all said and done.
Yo, Matt Riddle main roster his though.
They said no Matt Riddle slander.
Matt Riddle's amazing. He's amazing, but you can't just push other people into Matt Riddle's vibe.
Yeah, no,
like I get
not everybody can pull out Matt Riddle.
Odd couple tag teams don't work all the time. RK Bros is gonna work, but they think about like Rhea Ripley and Nikki Cross. That's garbage. Yeah. That's a garbage tag team. Rhea Ripley should be champion. She is a single star.
Mansoor Ali, yeah.
Yeah, Mansoor and Ali's alright though.
Yeah, that's tag team.
I mean, I like them individually, and I understand that they got paired together because they're brown, and I've gotten over it.
But I hate to say it, but that sort of works to the aesthetic. Wrestling is an aesthetic thing, so sometimes you got to play into the race fucking things a little bit for it to work. Because odd couple tag
giving racism a pass, y'all. I told you, always Twitter that nigga be letting all type of shit slide.
My least favorite thing in wrestling is when
all I'm gonna say, I'm half white in my defense, so I'm gonna take some of my half white privilege. I'm gonna take some of my half white privilege.
Robert and I have a friend named Carson, and he says racist stuff all the time. Shout out to Carson.
Carson does say racist stuff all the time.
And he's Asian.
Yeah, he's Filipino.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, he's Southern Islander?
That's closer to brown than yellow.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, they're the niggas of Asia.
That's like Dominicans. Dominicans get a pass because there's some Dominicans that's darker than most niggas.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
There's some black mahogany goddamn Dominicans out there.
Good hair motherfuckers. Hey, so man,
rum and cigars and shit.
What's happening?
Yo, but I like the discussion, but
good hair, nigga. Oh, that's racist too. So are you more? Hold on, let me ask this question: are you more dominant if maybe you're bald? Maybe like One Punch Man.
No.
So is good hair a sign of what quote unquote is good hair the sign of strength, or is a bald head nigga that don't need that shit?
Well, Saitama's skin was too strong for hair to grow.
I'm trying to get activated right now.
Don't make me adjust my kufi, my brother.
Saitama's skin was too strong for hair to grow on him. His shit fell out. It fell out. He got so strong it just fell out.
Hold on, let me let my brother talk for a minute.
No such thing as good hair, bro.
Dr. Umar. Now, how do you?
Let me tell you something. I got 4 kids.
Throw my dashiki on for a second.
Two of my baby. I got 2 baby girls. I got 3 girls, but 2 of them. One of them they mixed. One of them has silky white woman hair, and one of them has African hair. Okay, and my baby be going to school.
That's just genetics, though.
My hair is messed. Nah, baby, your hair is beautiful. All right, let's go. Anyway, wrestling.
That's what I'm talking about. We support.
Thank you, my brother. Are you now part of the Nation of Domination?
I've been
Nation of Domination.
He said, Farouk.
D-Lo really was about that
Farouk
shit.
and Rocky Maivia hit the ramp.
Farouk was like a real life, like he was the nigga that was about that. I think The Rock wasn't.
No, but you gotta think he was sort of an Uncle Ruckus in his WCCW days. In his WCW days, he was wearing that sky blue and the top rope, and he is.
My bad, man. My bad, Zelmay. I ain't mean to. My bad, bro. Go ahead, man. You got it.
All right, but we were talking about demographics, how they can change, how WWE is trying, how AEW, we see they bringing in Adam Cole and all those things. But now it's WWE versus AEW. Who y'all got? What style y'all like? Why do y'all like them? I'm gonna give mine I'll give mine toward the end. But why do y'all like AEW style or whatever more? Why do you like WWE style or regular more? everybody hate Raw because we admit that Raw's trash, so we're not gonna include it.
Raw's garbage.
It's not
Yeah, it is.
wrestlers, nigga. Every night it's like 4 fights over the course of 2 hours.
And-
3.
Three
my
hours.
bad.
I
3
can't
hours.
devote 3 hours to that. I can't. 3 hours to garbage.
Go
No.
around the table. See.
Smack-
See, I watch it
2
on
hours.
Hulu. They cut it down to a tight hour and a half.
Oh, see, you miss out all the commercials. And
I just let it play. I don't even be
picture.
watching it half the time. I just listen to what's happening because, like, WWE, I don't care what they're doing, like wrestling wise on the main roster. I know it's not impressive. Like, I'm just listening for the storylines.
So,
Some
hold on.
some of it is impressive.
So
If
this how we
something's
gonna
good,
do
I'll
it.
go back and watch it.
This how we gonna do the rest of this show. So we gonna go around. We gonna call on people, and then that way we can make sure everybody can get their complete
Yeah.
thought out. Okay. So let's make sure
Yep.
we do that going forward with the rest of the show. Zelmay, the names is down there. So say the damn name and say, nigga, it's your turn to answer this question. I'm not here to moderate today. I'm here to get drunk with my friends, man. God damn.
Yo, Joe, you don't even talk about wrestling. You are here to moderate.
Look,
Nigga, I'm talking about so much wrestling today, nigga. Get the fuck out of here.
Your sole role
he
here
said,
is
you
moderate.
ain't got no
Know the
pony in the show. You ain't got no pony in the
That
show.
is your sole purpose on this podcast. Sit there, look
It's to moderate.
Can you put Zelmay? Can we go into a private room and have a quick discussion, please? Send me the link to the private room. I have something to talk to you about.
Are you guys gonna get a divorce?
Well, shit, I'm gonna do it. So Zelmay, so you wanted to go? You want to go last, or you
Yeah,
want to talk about that at the end
yeah,
of the
I'm
show,
gonna
or
go-
you gonna post?
I'm gonna go last
Okay,
after this discussion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, because I was gonna say start with your ass, but Corey, go ahead and answer that one first, and then I'm gonna go on to you, Robert. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so what I like
AEW
about
versus WWE right now. That's the title. That's the topic.
AEW, it's a stark contrast. It's like they're willing to do everything that the WWE's not willing to do right now. Like blood, the burying of referee. I take that back. They bury referees on WWE. It's just AEW is a lot funner right now to like the hardcore fan. I feel like I feel like AEW's tapping into the lapsed viewer, like that person that misses the ECW vibe, that person who might watch GCW on the weekend and watch somebody get cut with a pizza cutter. AEW's went the exact opposite way that Vince McMahon went, but they're arguably doing it just as well as he is. They're a competitor in less than 2 years. I mean, people can say what they want, but the debut of Adam Cole and Brian Danielson, and Ruby Soho, she's from Indiana. You gotta love that. She's from the home state.
That's a lot of hoes from Lafayette.
Rancid makes amazing music. I dig it. It was cool seeing her get cheered for. But like I said, I feel like AEW has a lot more leniency from their fans, where a lot of WWE fans are unforgiving. If something's bad, they're gonna be like, "This is garbage, man. I'm gonna take up." And you don't really have that with AEW yet, because they really have sort of really catered to their fan base. It may not be expanding at that great of a rate. I mean, it is in the grand scheme of things, but like they've done a lot of tailoring to their fan base that Vince, quite frankly, just quit doing a long time ago. But the difference is that Vince and WWE have emotional currency. I don't know how any other way to put it. Like WWE, people who are fans of WWE are usually die-hard fans, because it's hard to be like, even if it's something that you love, it sucks when it's like horrible, like Raw. It's just like, oh, I grew up watching this is so amazing, but it's hot garbage now. And you just sort of got to go with it. But I feel like the WWE does a lot of good stuff with certain people. I feel like AEW is doing a way better job of sort of distributing the talent throughout the card. Like the mid card on AEW is without a doubt better than any mid card you're going to see in WWE. I mean, the 24/7 title being a joke to fucking
Yo, we love Reginald over here.
Right.
Reginald's amazing, but the 24/7 title is not. He's a Cirque du Soleil. The man flipped for a living. Perfect. But the belt, why do you think people are so mad about Jeff Hardy? That belt's a joke. It's disrespectful at this point, unless you're R-Truth, because he makes everything amazing.
Well, Edge did say he don't count the 24/7 championship to his title.
See, a lot of people don't. If they did count it, R-Truth would have the most title wins in history. He's been the 24/7 champion like 48 different times. Rolled him up and
yeah,
see,
broke it.
yeah, you know what I mean. So I get it, but I like AEW. I like AEW better as a wrestling show as a whole, but WWE does spots better. Like the tag team turmoil stuff. Like those are all, even though Vince disregards tag team wrestling to a certain degree, like those tag team turmoil matches and the gauntlet matches, stuff like that, WWE does really good with making you feel those, like whether it's Shinsuke Nakamura or it's Daniel Bryan or Cesaro, that you end up rooting for the person that's going to win in the end, because like I said, they've got that kind of currency with their audience. But AEW, I feel like AEW is a lot more watchable and long intervals than WWE is for me. Like I don't watch Raw, but I still watch Dynamite and Rampage. I might watch Dark and part of Elevation at some point in time. But I watch so much different wrestling, it's not funny. But,
Robert, what you got on that, brother?
The
original question is WWE versus AEW.
It was AEW.
Yeah.
My nigga just went on a whole sermon.
My bad.
And I'm like, I just had to remind everybody what the topic was. No, that was all good. That was all good points. You was making good points. Like definitely the middle card is definitely a lot better in AEW because they have more talent to, you know what I'm saying, to spread around, where WWE they're top heavy as shit, like LeBron James said. Robert, how you feeling, brother? What's your answer to that?
It's a similar answer. I think they're better at different things. Like WWE obviously has it in production values. They spend a lot of time and a lot of money working on their production values. They do all of their cuts and stuff pretty seamlessly. They'll make a mistake every now and then, but whatever. They don't have as many like production-based botches as AEW has. So like from a production standpoint, WWE has it, but that's just because they had so much time to mess with it and evolve it and like figure out what works and what doesn't. And then they had the whole thing where they were hiring on like the whole like thing with Full Sail and like getting more production people from there. And like, so they work really hard on that. It's much more about the showmanship for WWE and like the in-ring storytelling. And I think they're better at that stuff. The stuff that WWE tries to focus on, like the sports entertainment model, I think they do that stuff better because that's what they focus on. If you want to watch pure wrestling, then you should go to AEW because you're not going to get as much of that at as high of a level in WWE. AEW is a place for wrestling fans, whereas Vince doesn't even want to call it wrestling. So, yeah.
That's fair.
Big problem.
Olympus Mons. Then after that, we got you, Gerald.
Well, man, listen. AEW versus WWE. WWE for me is like, rest in peace. Look at this picture, Kobe Bryant over here. WWE is like Kobe Bryant's last season that he played in, where he was like, I ain't got that spring in my step no more, so I'm about to call it a career. He's my favorite player. WWE's still my favorite player in the game, but they don't got that spring in their step no more.
Yeah.
And agreed.
And I like WWE because I really like when they try hard, they're the best. If they try really, really
most
hard,
definitely.
The problem is they don't really try very hard a lot of the time. Like you can have one really, really solid angle on the show, and then the rest of the show might as well not have happened. They're not going to acknowledge what happened on the show next week. You know, there's no continuity to it. Sometimes you might not even mention something again that was supposed to be important.
That's like the runner from Dragon Ball Z. You nigga be
Yeah,
defending. Damn, I forgot to
it's-
grow that nigga tail back.
It's wild.
Yep.
You know,
Yep. Never drew it again.
I'm more of a guy who likes the wrestling matches more than I like
Yeah.
storytelling. Like, I love the story of the matches, but I really more into the in-ring stuff. So like the only way I like the story is if it leads up to a
The
match.
in ring is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it has to lead up to something that slaps. And some of the times they don't have the people that they have aren't the people that they push aren't necessarily people that can put on slappers.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Like Jinder Mahal.
Omos goes out there, I'm like, nah.
Oh my.
I'm like, nah. Like he's tall. I mean, that's cool that he's tall, but I want to see somebody do something. So, and as far as AEW goes, I'm an AEW fan probably just because of the fact that like I've been watching wrestling for a really, really long time, and I got like around 06, I kind of got turned off by the super Cena years.
Yep.
And I had to start looking at other places, and I started watching Ring
Big
of Honor.
match, John.
Yeah, I started watching Ring of Honor, and all the Ring of Honor guys and all the PWG guys, they're all the AEW top stars. So I'm like, everybody who's starting to watch AEW now and like, oh, this is cool. This new guy is something. They're not new guys.
Yeah, they're not new at all.
10, 12 years now.
Adam Cole was with the Elite for years before he even touched WWE so well.
Right. So none of these guys, were all my favorite guys when WWE got stale to me. So
yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. Samoa Joe is my favorite wrestler of all time.
Oh, Joe.
Ever.
That man's got it.
Yeah, so
like as far as on the in-ring wrestling, like the skill part of it, or just like okay.
Yeah, he brings it.
Yeah, I just like the AEW in-ring style better. They have a more diverse style as to where I can watch John Moxley. You guys aren't big on John Moxley, but I'm not either, honestly. But I do believe that he brings something else to the table that
he's got a vibe for sure.
Yeah, and I feel like WWE guys, they follow the same kind of format
Script
matches that they have. So I mean, that's as far as the in-ring thing, that's what I can gather from it. I think they both do pretty well with stories.
Jared, what you got, my man? AEW versus WWE. Where are you at?
When I look at it, I'm looking at it as an album versus a mixtape.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Some mixtapes are better than some albums. Some albums are better than some mixtapes.
That's beautiful.
The album,
most definitely dope analogy.
WWE. Yeah, and the mixtape would be AEW. Right now,
Weezy era mixtape.
Yeah,
on 50 Cent.
Drought 3. This is Drought 3.
Drought 3. I mean. There's one thing that's missing for me with AEW, and then I become a full-fledged into everything is if they get Bray Wyatt, because to me
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
that's
his mind alone.
If he doesn't show up at Arthur Ashe, he shows up at Full Gear in some crazy outfit.
I feel like he's gonna go to Impact.
I do too.
I don't think so.
Impact feels.
I don't feel like Impact's got Bray Wyatt money. I don't think Scott.
Yeah, but they're gonna let him do so much weird shit.
Yeah, Impact.
Yeah, but I feel like
Impact is 100% out there.
They'll let Bray Wyatt do whatever he wants.
But in a way, so will Tony Khan to a certain extent. Like I said, Tony Khan said multiple times he's booking to the fans, and like most of these big signings have came from people being super vocal on Twitter and the internet and everything.
Right. But with this man
like
coming up with such a beautiful analogy, let him finish his thought real quick.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chick was talking to me.
No, you straight.
You good, man?
Mixtape versus album, beautiful analogy. We all agree. Go ahead. And you said you're missing. We're missing Bray Wyatt. Go ahead and elaborate.
See, it's the mind. I like the mind tricks, and like Olympus said, the in-ring ability, like I want a good match. To me, my favorite match of all time, the match I could continuously go to, is Undertaker Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 25. I've cried. I've watched that several times. Of just like,
Such a bad
how can
one.
these two old men show up their whole roster? And I go back to that, and like I want WWE to recreate that. If you look at the champions right now, it's Roman Reigns, Big E, Shinsuke, Damian Priest, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair. Right now, all these champions are good, but they'd have been better 3 years ago.
Yep.
Most definitely.
If they would have pulled the trigger on Roman and said, turn you heel back in 2015,
Be bad.
where he was getting booed, with The Rock, or if they would have said, you know what, Big E, here's the bag, take us into the future, it'd have been a lot more bangers. But now they're starting to, what's sad is with WWE, they're starting to move the right pieces in the right areas, but they ain't start to do nothing with those pieces. So
a little too late.
It's stale. Yeah, exactly. Like you get stale on WWE. Like you don't want to sit and like I'm watching Big E say, oh, he about to face the Miz the next 5 days, and I'm just gonna go to sleep. And you got Roman Reigns, who him and Finn Balor about to have a banger, and he can have a banger with anybody who's with.
He's gonna squash him.
But Roman's gonna win because everybody knows he's about to face The Rock.
Waste of the demon, in my opinion, but yeah.
It is, especially if he, but if the demon can win, that'd be WWE, that'd be something smart.
Ooh,
try that.
That's a swerve. That's a big swerve.
But it's kind of hard because AEW, they just got Bryan Daniels.
The momentum.
They got a lot of young talent and a lot of talent that WWE doesn't view as their top talent. Guy. CM Punk was great. WWE didn't view him as a top guy.
Yeah.
Bryan Danielson, great. WWE had him lose in 15 seconds to Sheamus. Like
they got a whole award named after Bryan Danielson. It's literally the Bryan Danielson Award. You get it for being the best technical wrestler. I mean, how do you mess that up?
I mean, Sheamus kicked him when he was kissing AJ Lee and was done. Like it's just hard to really,
And then we still talk about that. That's been so long ago.
Exactly.
That's how bad it was.
And like it's just hard. Like I'm going to be a WWE fan until the day I die, just because that's what I know. But I'm not going to lie and say AEW don't have a buzz.
Right.
Like they have a great buzz, and I mean, AEW had Shaq wrestling. WWE fumbled that bag because it was supposed to be Shaq versus Big Show.
Big Show.
but see, now AEW does some right things.
And they didn't.
They might do that. They can do it now.
Exactly.
Back then too.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Shaq could come back from disappearing in that ambulance.
Yeah.
He coming back.
That shit was kind of bad.
Hey, it was. It's only bad because they caught him getting out.
Okay, all right, I can give you that because I mean we had Mike Tyson. That was just bad.
Mike Tyson, Chris Jericho,
Steve Austin in a random ass altercation, and the worst part about it is athletes, sports entertainers, man, they like when athletes go into that shit, they suck.
They're wrestlers.
Terrible.
Like,
Pat McAfee wasn't bad. I give that to
Pat McAfee loves skills.
He loves the crowd.
Pat McAfee is the measuring stick.
Yeah.
He should be in the ring and not on the mic.
He's easily the best celebrity that's ever been.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Ever.
Hands down.
Yo, shout out Bad Bunny too. I do not want to make sure.
Bad Bunny did. Bad Bunny did good.
Nice.
He brought when Bad Bunny hit a Canadian Destroyer. Come on, he hit a Canadian Destroyer on the Miz outside of the ring, bruh.
That's all I gotta get at.
They actually want to, like, they live and breathe wrestling. They've done wrestling
before. Yo, Ciampa is a champion, by the way, of NXT again. So shout out to Ciampa.
Who?
Ciampa just won the
NXT
Ciampa?
He should be.
Good.
He should be.
Yeah. Come on, bro.
Yeah, he deserve it. He deserve it.
I swear they were gonna give it to LA Knight, but I guess Vince said,
Vince is, if Vince starts booking to the fans, there's a fight to be had between WWE and AEW.
I think fans wanted Ciampa since he never lost a belt. And
they did. They did.
I could have sworn he said LA Knight. LA Knight felt like Vince.
I thought
Young Vince. They should have just kept him then.
Honestly, I wanted Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne's too short. Pete Dunne's too short.
I was thinking Pete Dunne because he just signed today. He just signed back, so I thinking why
did you do that?
Some people like WWE, bro. They like that like it's not NXT not bad, especially if you're gonna stay there. That's why I
Well,
think
we
Gargano
gotta
might
see,
stay too.
man. If Gargano stays, that'll blow my mind because he is the complete opposite of anything Vince
No,
McMahon has
Gargano
ever
needs to
liked.
leave.
He should be in he should be in AEW.
I feel like certain people
He
like
should.
it though. I feel like certain people like WWE. Shinsuke, everybody was shocked he signed back. Shinsuke like, yo, I like to surf.
He loved Florida. Yeah.
Shinsuke said he was just trying to surf and make money. Shinsuke already told him he was there for the bag.
And AJ said he
don't
wanted to
think- I don't
retire.
think he should go back to New Japan and get kneed in the face.
No, New Japan. And
And AJ
Shinsuke's too
basically
old for
said,
that now.
and AJ basically said he want to retire here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so-
WWE's retire, get a Legends contract, live good for fucking 2 appearances a week.
I think Samoa Joe wants to do backstage stuff, so a lot of people do want to stay. That might surprise you. They just gave Ciampa a belt, which might be a good booking thing. Gargano, by the way,
Yeah, but I don't want to see Johnny Sports Entertainment on the main roster manager Keith Lee. I don't want it.
he might.
I don't want. That's one of the
But
dumbest
I
ideas.
think him and Gargano might. I mean, I think Ciampa and Gargano might be NXT lifers too. Like, come in with.
They have to be sort of, but we said that same thing about Adam Cole not too long ago,
But
or at least
But Adam Cole chose to leave to be with his friend, his
Oh
girl.
yeah,
So that's,
like, you can't
Gargano
blame him
girl
for
is
that.
with him.
Yeah, no.
But up until AEW's inception, you'd have said that he was probably going to be an NXT lifer too,
Yeah.
because he wasn't Vince's cup of tea, but he had already done everything in NXT. Like I
But they
sort of
got
don't
rid of
see
his
why.
boy too. Bobby Fish got right
Yeah,
rid of
but-
him. Like,
Yeah.
no reason.
But Bobby Fish, his performance had been a little lackluster, and
He had a lot of injuries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Mad
he's
injury
43,
prone.
and he's
not good on the
short,
mic.
So Vince like,
Ooh, he's
hey, no,
43.
yeah, he's 43. Vince like, you gotta.
Hey, you too close to me. If you're within 35 years of Vince, you're too old.
Yeah, Vince like, I don't know if we,
Oh
we
no, I
can't
don't
put
think
you on the
ages
main
ever
roster.
deterred Vince McMahon. This nigga brings back Hulk Hogan on the reg.
Goldberg,
No,
got
like, you can be old, but you gotta be like buff too.
yo,
You can't drop all them hard R's and think you finna bounce back. You can't Hulk up them hard R's and think you just coming back into the fans' arms
I
after
think
He
that.
said he was hawking up hard R's.
yo,
I think that's why like Ric Flair gets to come back because Ric Flair still looks
He
kind of slow.
was.
So I think that's why he gets to keep
yo,
coming
but
back.
before I say my opinion, can we shout out Bobby Lashley became a face and been cheered ever since he like put the hurt lock on Goldberg's son. He's been a face ever since.
Yeah, good.
He's been cheered ever since.
Did you say
Robert Good?
Like,
Where the fans' heads are at.
yo, just imagine a 65-year-old man getting beat down till he can't walk, and then you hurt lock his 16-year-old son and make him pass out, and you like, Faith, he's a hero.
Cheer this
16-year-old
man.
son should
Cheer
have jumped
this
on him. He
man.
saw what he did to his dad.
Stay out of the square
Come on,
circle,
Lashley
boy.
style, man. Run up and get done
If
up,
I was
get on.
16 and I saw somebody whoop my daddy's ass, like, shit. Got your ass beat, Dad.
This is how far white privilege gets you in the hurt business.
How many dad respect points do you lose for that?
You lose a lot.
All of them. You got to beat
Yeah.
in front of your son, and then
You
your
lose
son
a
loses.
lot.
gotta lose quite a bit. Yeah. Then your
That's my
kid
biggest
could be
fear is
up.
getting
You gotta
knocked out in
lose a
front of
lot.
my daughter, nigga.
Oh yeah, that'd be the
But think if you got knocked out in front of your daughter, and then they knocked out your daughter.
My kid.
That's what happened
Yeah,
to
for
That
real.
seemed
Goldberg.
worse.
That's
That
like
seemed
terrible.
worse.
You know what I mean?
That
That's
seemed worse.
I'm going to jail because I would not
Yeah.
want my son to see that's the last.
he
thing
said,
I
"I'm
do."
going back.
Yo, Goldberg
I'm going
crawling-
back, and
yo,
we
Goldberg-
getting even."
Yo, Goldberg crawling to his son is hilarious.
Oh my
I'm
god!
gonna get you.
Oh my god! That sounds like a terrible karate movie, like a villain origin story.
Didn't he say he was gonna take his soul?
Yeah,
He did say he was going to take his soul.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley beat him so bad he forgot which old wrestler he was.
Oh,
Nah.
He gonna start
Oh,
throwing
Nigga thought he was the Undertaker for a second.
He thought
I'll take your soul.
you're not Mark. You're not Mark.
is this Vince McMahon Coke inspired stuff here?
maybe.
I think Vince McMahon was probably Coke inspired for a long time.
Yo, one day,
absolutely.
yo, one day we're gonna have to talk
Yeah,
about
fuck
Randy Orton being one of the top heels ever. Because if you go with his top 10 worst things he ever done, it's probably worse than everything that everybody
Bro,
else ever
if
did.
woo,
Randy Orton is a
Look at-
savage.
he's amazing though. Look at everybody that joined AEW in their last bad
Yeah,
interaction.
no. Randy Orton just
big-
gave AEW like 10 talents.
The Big Show, Mark Henry,
Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy,
Christian.
Christian.
Christian Cage. He was the death blow for everybody. Randy Orton's getting him up out of there. He's like, I need more shine. Look, I'm bringing Matt Riddle in. RK Bro. I'm a face now.
RK Bro.
Yo,
Man, this sounds like the
RK
most
Bro.
Huntington Beach shit I've ever heard in my life.
I'm not a Randy Orton.
Hey,
How
man,
did
it's
y'all like
a
the
tag
name?
team.
hey, the wrestlers.
The in-ring is top notch.
Every wrestler said he wanted the best ever. FPR says he wanted the best ever. Every wrestler.
Randy Orton is. He is. It's not.
Yeah, when Randy
you
Orton
can't
tries,
argue
Randy
that.
Orton is one of the
I'm
best.
going off what they say. The
Ever.
people that's in it, they say.
I understand that y'all feel that way.
I'm talking about what the wrestlers feel. They said.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm Craig. All right? Bro, like one thing I can't stand is watching the announcers talk about his slow methodical
RKO out of nowhere.
Slow methodical play.
I told y'all I'm all about the in-ring and like Randy Orton stalking people. I get bored, tired.
That's how you stretch a match.
I don't want to see you stomping that leg and that arm no more.
Stop that
Like,
leg,
Man,
the arm, the face.
That's classic.
So you
Yeah.
That's like the cowboy Bob Orton homage, the stomps. He got rep for his daddy a
So
little
you didn't
bit.
like the Bobby Lashley match last night?
Huh?
That was
I
dope.
mean, it was cool.
Yeah,
Was it slow and methodical?
It was cool. But like, you can't sell me on the
For
out of
Raw,
nowhere
that was
every time.
amazing. That
Out of
was
nowhere
top notch
every time.
Raw.
Sometimes the joints don't even be out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah,
I saw that.
That is true
But
because he beat on the
ones
floor.
that are
Hold on, what you say, something?
I think he beats on the floor, so I'm like, you
Yeah,
clearly
like-
hear it
Yes,
coming.
it's definitely out of somewhere. Like he's right
Yeah,
behind you. You can
okay.
hear him.
telegraph.
It's too loud at Madison Square Garden. That's why you didn't hear him.
Yeah, you didn't hear the slaps.
He just beat
I
the
think it's
ground.
cool. I think he's a good character for TV.
Yeah.
I just don't like his matches. And like I said before, if I can't get into your matches, then
tough.
yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, but my
That's how I feel about the Miz.
Yeah,
Like,
I
know
don't
he's good,
like
but
the
I think
Miz
his matches ain't
at
good.
all. In
The Miz is
ring.
really boring in matches, but like the Miz is a good character.
His character
Yeah.
work is
I
good.
feel the same way about the Miz that I do as Randy Orton. They could be in the same boat for me.
Good characters,
the-
not great wrestling matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Miz overdoes it sometimes. Like it's a little, and it's hard to do that in wrestling. It's hard to overdo it unless you're like the Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior. Wow.
Woof.
He done
Woof.
But we got.
Yeah,
But my answer to this gonna lead into another answer. AEW is it's different, and I like different. It gives me like wrestling vibes, like pure hardcore wrestling vibes. But at the same time, I feel like they miss a lot on moments.
Yeah.
Cause I watched when the CM Punk came out, and then the next Dynamite when they had all the eyes watching. The show was kind of. I'm like,
terrible.
Yeah, but
and then the Adam Cole
Don't
one
you think
last
they
week, I was like, you had a chance, and I'm
and
feeling like
overshadowed them kind of hard.
I'm like, you kind of missed your opportunity. WWE knows when an opportunity is sometimes. Well, when they desperate, when they need ratings, because USA or Fox is mad, like they did the last 2 weeks. Like, oh, Madison Square Garden, we got to do something big, and then all of a sudden they hit on the show.
Fox is like, we're gonna drop you. You got to pick it up.
Yeah, so they go and do it, and then USA like, y'all gave them that show, and they're like, okay, we're gonna give you Big E the champion tonight, because according to all the rumors, he was supposed to go October 4th to beat Bobby Lashley. They're gonna build it up a little more. But instead,
but they didn't really build it up for anything though. It was so.
But the report said they were gonna start it this week, and then he was gonna do it on October 4th. But
that's why I feel like the Big E Championship is a reaction to the Adam Cole Bryan Danielson.
It is.
But
sometimes reactions work.
They felt the pressure after that. That changed the landscape a little bit.
I don't know if it's that or football. Because they knew Monday Night Football was coming
back. I don't know.
Football was a big deal.
They deal with football every year, though. AEW's only been around for...
And their ratings do that when football come on. It loses about 300,000 people every time it comes on.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. But
and
it's the American...
And it hurts this year because Raw ain't at 2 million no more.
Nope. 1.7, 1.6.
So losing 200,000 is like almost making you a death blow compared to what you was, because AEW can pass that 1.5. You keep it up.
They was just at 1.3.
Probably could.
That's what I'm saying. So instead of 1.8,
depends on if they milk CM Punk too hard or not, though. because they keep. I've noticed a
Go
lot.
ahead and finish your thoughts, man.
But yeah, what I'm saying is that they worried about that. So I'm thinking WWE know how to hit those moments. We need a show we can put on the show. Okay, we desperate. All the people got left overseas because Vince did something stupid. Let's put on the most amazing show we could put on in history. Yeah, Adam Cole beat Daniel Bryant in one of the best matches I've seen in a long time. If we need to put on the show, we can do it. And that's my biggest beef with them.
Yeah. But gotta be.
That's the biggest one. They just don't be trying hard.
Like
at all. Trying at all.
And then the thing about WWE is it's paint by numbers. You know how the match is gonna go.
All the way.
All the matches are always gonna be decent. Unless Nia Jax involved, unfortunately. But
call the ambulance.
Yeah, if Nia
call
Jax
the local medical facility.
Yeah, but every match gonna be decent. But you see it so much, you probably be like, that wasn't a good match, but it was. If you compare it to other,
I feel like
it's boring because it's paint by numbers. It's the same. They gonna go through their routine. They ain't gonna mess up. It's gonna be clean. Boom, over and over again. So what happens is, I think when you
wash, repeat.
Yeah. But they are good. Also good at making moments like, despite what we think about Omos, and we know he's green. When the crowd sees him,
he is an attraction. Like Taco Fall.
He popping. Yeah. He's gonna get a pop most definitely.
Yeah. When Bobby Lashley and him, Bobby Lashley and him went 1-on-1. The crowd like, what Big E say? Big meaty man slapping me.
Big meaty man slapping me.
Yep.
The crowd want us. Some people, casuals, especially casuals, they love that. They like that. Stuff.
Yeah.
Like I want to see a I didn't come to see your classics, your 30-minute.
The Ric Flair.
I don't care about 5 stars.
Your 30-minute.
Give me meaty man slapping.
Yeah, give me that. Give me meaty men over slow methodical style.
Yeah, but that goes into the storytelling, doesn't it? Though.
Yeah. And they are actually doing a good job. They using AJ Styles to cover his weaknesses because he did a one-on-one match the other day.
Smart.
He did a one-on-one match that was terrible the other day. But but when he with AJ, he do his little paint by numbers thing. He gets
and
over with
AJ will come up. But AJ's one Hall of Famer guaranteed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's one of the best in the world. They got a few of those on WWE. Seth Rollins too.
And people hate on Seth Rollins, but his in-ring, man. Think about him versus Cesaro at WrestleMania, bro.
I feel like
Cesaro's super underrated. Kevin Owens is soon for AEW. We all know it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he is. And
Sami Zayn too.
That's gonna be
Sami Zayn shortly after Owens, guaranteed.
I want to shout out WWE because SmackDown does what Roman Reigns won't, and I want to give Roman Reigns a shout out for saying Sami Zayn needs more TV time.
He wants Sami Zayn because
he sees it.
And Roman, and ever since he said it, Sami Zayn, I think I saw it reported that Sami Zayn ain't missed a show since Roman Reigns said that.
Sami Zayn got over as a fake luchador. El Generico got over. Sami Zayn's amazing.
Yeah.
It really says a lot that they gave him the Trae Young spot. Like,
yeah.
That's a big spot.
That's 2 celebrity spots this year that Sami Zayn has got.
Too, so
he had Logan Paul.
But Sami Zayn's that good. He really is.
He's one of those like Bailey.
El Generico.
You can give him anything. Yeah. Him and Bailey can get anything, and they gonna get it. It could be the stupidest thing ever.
They're gonna get it over.
And him and Bailey gonna get it over regardless. And
if they really would have released that documentary, I would have watched it.
Yeah,
I was waiting on it.
I thought they were going to drop it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is going to be a dope little YouTube only something or other.
But those things I mentioned is why I think WWE has something too. AEW has.
They just don't use it.
And WWE like we got moments that we can create, and I'm like, maybe they'll get motivated if they start losing ratings to football and USA and Fox put pressure on them. Or if AEW get big enough that they become a competition. Either one of them.
When Vince starts losing money, things will change.
Yeah. And then, but that what makes it special. And then one thing I'm gonna admit, when I watch AEW, I don't feel at home. I just watched NXT and I saw like 18 black people on TV wrestling. And I'm like, oh, I feel at home.
But AEW has they've got like the broader worldwide audience, so you know what I mean. Think of all the people from different countries that are there.
got
You know what
Scottish champions that had Asian champions. By the way,
They got-
Asuka is misused, but somehow she's still used greatly among WWE
Oh.
people.
Yeah.
misused is an understatement.
Somebody on this, one of two people on this couch is about to get a boner now, and it's not me.
Oh,
You like Oscar like that?
well,
That's the
hey, but, hey, she is fun. You can't even
For real
stunt.
though, Oscar.
Yeah.
But she ain't no Kyrie Sane though. Kyrie Sane's she got the juice.
My bad, Zell, man. I didn't mean to take you off your train of thought. What's back there, boy?
He watching that.
Oh,
NXT.
like they having the Dexter Loomis thing, but
So you had said
The wedding.
yeah.
Index's wedding.
Yo, so Asuka, basically, you know, she, to be honest, she's done everything except main event WrestleMania. There's like nobody else that can
She
say
should.
I have done everything. I have the longest record for champion. I have the longest record for winning streak. I won every belt. I won the Royal Rumble. I won the Money in the Bank. And she's still somehow misused because she's that good, but she's to Vince. I'm like,
But they keep her.
Her problem is she can't talk.
yeah, that's
That's why
Oh,
Andrade will
okay,
never
talk-
get over
Vince
it
don't
either,
ever-
though.
But she's gotten over it even without being able to talk. They put her on commentary one like a
that
couple
was
times,
hilarious.
and she was just yelling in Japanese the whole
Yeah.
time. Nobody knew what she was
But you
saying, but
felt
they
it,
loved
though.
it.
You were like, "This is." Tell him,
We're not
Oscar.
thinking
I
about
don't know.
talking in wrestling though. Like
Mhm.
I don't like everybody. Every time I tell somebody that somebody should be pushed, they be like, "Well, he can't talk." I don't really think that talking is that important.
He can be.
Yo,
Talking-
if you want to get if you want that superstar, and that's what Vince wants, you got
to talk.
If you
gotta
can't
talk.
talk
In
like the
Vince's
Rock.
world,
Rock,
you have to talk.
Let me talk.
Yeah,
to
you
real
gotta
quick.
be able to talk.
I
If you
was
can't
a
talk, it just ain't gonna go at the
Yeah.
end of the day.
When
Right.
I was a child, my favorite wrestler, before I was into it like as deep as I am now, when I was a child, my favorite wrestler's name was Sting.
Mhm.
Woo!
It was a good.
Sting used to come down from the rat. He didn't talk for like a whole year and a half. He just went in there
In the rafters every night.
and hero. Like he just used to beat. He used to just beat up Hulk Hogan's cronies
With a bat.
every night at the end of Monday Nitro. And like,
But like he's still out of character though.
Yeah.
But talking and having a character is not the same thing.
But no,
Well,
but
you
they're
know-
in the same category. It's a charisma thing.
Well,
You can have
yeah, he
charisma
used to do
without
the
saying
little yell.
Asuka, Shinsuke Nakamura, Walter, certain people still have that charisma
Walter.
without being able to speak.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I feel like those people, the people that really get over without being able to speak, I feel like most of them, in most cases, have managers to speak for them.
Yeah, and I
Brock-
feel
Or
like-
they're just so good that it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
But see who's really been, because like even for a second, Asuka, when they tried to do the Kabuki Warriors, they had Paige as their manager, which I think could have worked long term, but
but
See,
like,
I know what you mean
yeah.
because Sting, Goldberg didn't speak for a while.
See what I'm
And
saying?
had that-
That's
okay,
fair.
I didn't think about that.
I
He's
just-
the exception to the rule.
there's a few, but it's the difference is the promotion. In Vince's promotion, you have to talk.
You got to be
If
able to
you
talk
don't
in the WWE.
He will not push you, and it is sad because the Oscars, the Cesaros, Sammy is learning how to talk, but when he was a good guy, they didn't give him a chance. But like I can see where like the Stings of the world, the people who ain't talked much, but great wrestling, great characters were out because WCW, they hid they hid a weakness that anybody had.
but isn't
Sting
that the
was
promoter's
Yeah.
job, though?
Huh?
Ain't that the promoter's job?
It is,
Yeah, but
when
everyone has.
Yeah.
But if you look at it from a bigger picture of why they won, The Rock and Stone Cold being able to cut ridiculous promos, people could say WWE
Austin
won because of that.
316 just said I whooped your ass.
Like, bro,
I mean, come
him
on.
just saying phrases would get up. Bro,
What?
this man just said what? And
I did not like the
years,
what.
20
That shit.
years, they still say what?
They do.
And Stone Cold ain't even there.
He been
The what
retired
chant
for
is
12
evil.
years.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Go lay down,
But
dog.
but the Rock had a eulogy after he had a eulogy and said, "Dearly beloved trailer park trash."
I'm confused by this. By the way,
that's what pushes people. That shit is amazing. Go ahead, Zell, man. I'm sorry.
Yo, I just seen a wedding and nothing bad happened. Is Vince?
Nothing happened?
Yeah, nothing.
Vince is on.
Vince didn't write this show.
Did Vince?
This is the first time we saw Vince.
Vince didn't write this show. I don't know who wrote this. I don't know who wrote this, but it wasn't this.
Yo, Vince.
It wasn't.
Yo, maybe Vince changed. I don't know.
This didn't change. This didn't change.
All out hit him where it hurt.
Maybe Vince changed. Vince said nigga 3 times today.
Bro.
That man ain't changed.
Bro,
he said nigga 3 times before breakfast, nigga.
Most definitely.
Bro, what I'm saying is, I'm shocked Kane didn't show up out of nowhere and just chokeslam everybody. I'm like third.
I thought Johnny Gargano was gonna hit with a chainsaw.
That's what I'm saying. And he like, and they did a little thing where everybody thought something was gonna happen. And Dexter Lumis paused. He's like, I do, and he put the ring on, and that was it. I'm like, that's it.
Huh?
And then Friday,
is Kane a plant in the government? Vince McMahon's plant in the government?
When his wife and
Maybe.
something too.
When it didn't work.
I was about to say his wife was on the Trump committee.
Go see how government works. All right.
And by the way, last Friday, Sasha and Bianca, they didn't have a fight during their little sign. I'm like,
yeah,
this not Vince style. This is paint by numbers. You have a contract signing.
It was
fight.
Becky and Bianca, not Sasha. Yeah,
they had one the other day and they fought. So
yeah, Sasha and Bianca was gonna fight.
Yeah, so
as soon as you saw the chicken neck, bitch, it was over.
Yeah, all they did was try to do something subtle and cool, like it was Marvel. Like she just threw the thing and Bianca called it. And they did a nice pan with the camera.
The stare down was good.
And she stared at it, and that was it. I'm like,
hey, Becky had the nice touch too, though. You should be playing my music.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the champion.
Becky wasn't trying to take that coat off.
No, she wasn't. She was channeling her inner Seth.
Yeah.
She put it on. She was like, ooh, this shit feel nice. And she was like, nah, we're not.
Red mink on the blue brand.
But
yeah, no.
But y'all like, did Marvel get a hold of Vince and tell him no extraordinary crap, just simple to the book?
They're like, we aren't buying if you ain't putting on good shows.
What if Disney bought Vince McMahon?
They basically
it can happen.
They gave him a ridiculous contract.
Yeah, it would be 25 times better.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Y'all see the movies that Disney puts out? Disney is amazing. What do you mean?
I thought you could do the over theatrics though. Some of the theatrical matches were a miss for me. Some of them were dope. Some of them were a miss.
But we ain't gonna get on that. But last thing I was talking about diversity in wrestling. I don't know how y'all thoughts. I said how I felt. We can go with Gerald, and then we go around the other way. I took Joe's job just to make him work a little bit.
Nigga, I'm still trying to figure out if your other way is that the same as my other way. Nigga, I don't know.
Is it counterclockwise or clockwise?
So we're gonna start with
nigga, y'all in a line. Diversity and yeah, but go ahead. It's been about an hour. I'm taking my job back. I know it's been about an hour, man. About an hour in, man. So who you say, Zell? Go ahead.
Gerald,
okay, let's get it. Diversity in wrestling. And can I talk on this one too, by the way?
Yeah.
Are you calling me Zellman?
Yeah, you can go.
Okay.
Don't know about being black.
you know.
Show is black though.
Fuck you, niggas.
Boy. I root for everybody black. Easy. I've done that since about 94. Anybody who was black, I was for. Sadly, in 94, that was and he was going as Mabel at the time, so I was confused because he wasn't that good. Mark Henry, his Hall of Pain had me want to be him for Halloween in 2000.
Well,
and all WWE did was put the camera behind him, and that just made the aura of Mark Henry come out, and they put a title on him. You know, Booker T, he was there. They had him a comedy act. Triple H kind of was a little racist to him at WrestleMania, but then finally,
I don't know how Triple H didn't go. I didn't know how he didn't go. I don't know how he didn't go.
Because he's married to the boss's daughter. How you go? You want to keep your job? You can't just go.
It don't make any sense. Where WWE is for the moment. Well, actually, for this year, it's done well. You put a title on Bobby Lashley. I didn't know about it at first, but
He
then
had
I
a good
saw
title reign too.
it was really, really good, and he beat pretty much everybody on Raw.
All the baby faces.
I was so surprised. I was like, okay, they about to. He was a transitional champion. Then he beat Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, and I said, okay,
that's what makes me worry about Big E.
Me too. Kofi was. Whew, if I can bring the tears back when I watched that, just because
the hell out of that nigga for like 2 years.
They did, and then
but then the way he lost it.
Yeah, they unwinded
7 seconds.
I'm not gonna forget. I hate what they did for him. They make me mad with him, but I'm not gonna forget that moment.
No, it was a real moment.
It just feels like with the changing, WWE, they don't listen to fans that much, but they do, like, Twitter matters. My favorite wrestler, sadly, was Velveteen Dream. I watched this black man, perform, change. Aleister Black was like, that's my Robin, that's my Joker to my Batman. He was getting good, then he started messing with little boys. And I don't know what that whole situation is.
They didn't even they dropped him. They couldn't even prove it at the end of the day. He just sort of lost out from.
I mean, he got canceled.
Internet talk. They canceled.
He got canceled.
But WWE held on to. I do give him credit. They held out a long time on him. That was they waited to release him. Once they saw there wasn't no coming back, they let him go.
Yeah. And it's sad because he had 4 Hall of Famers. It was AJ Styles, Edge, John Cena, and Kurt Angle saying they want to face Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, he was amazing.
He was, but
Patrick Clark could go in the ring.
He really could. He had Kathy Kelly too, but it's just for some reason.
Andy was good on the mic.
He was he had everything. It's like WWE has, when it comes to their black wrestlers,
they do a good job to a certain extent.
They can't be beaten right now. I do like Jade in AEW. She's a little green. Britt Baker definitely deserved that title because she is pretty good. But when it comes to, AEW diversity, since they're just starting out, they have a fuse. Like, I know for every white person ever come out and say, well, Scorpio Sky was champion. Like, well, okay. Yeah. But, AEW doesn't have a big flux of blacks, going to them like WWE does.
Gable Stevenson going
down.
And they're still starting, they're going to get a little bit of time. They just signed him. Who they just signed?
Gable Stevenson.
WWE
the Olympic wrestler.
Yeah, exactly. Who has been training with
Black Kurt Angle.
Yeah. And that's why I'm like, I think WWE right now has the diversity because they've had the history too. AEW has a chance to do that, and they should identify that in the coming months as we transition to everything like in the world.
Yeah.
When Gresham's contract coming up, though, I don't know. Jonathan Gresham, he signed quick.
Man, Jonathan Gresham,
I think he'll resign with Ring of Honor. Even he dropped the title last night, though. He dropped the pure title.
Y'all, while we talking about that, before we get back to somebody else, WWE working with Ring of Honor. A lot of people calling for it. Think Vince will drop their ego just for? Oh, they didn't sell out to AEW. We'll work with them.
No, that's not gonna happen.
I don't think it's going. I don't think that's going.
I wish.
Vince is not interested in putting over anybody in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
No.
Vince is Sony.
Well,
he don't want to work with anybody else.
I ain't gonna lie.
Last person Vince worked with was like New Japan in the early 2000s. I don't think.
Yeah.
And then he rated them like crazy.
He did them bad. Like none of those Japanese wrestlers got over. None of them. I mean, I don't know. Taka Michinoku and them back in the day, and the attitude they were under.
John Moxley gotta stop being Japanese wrestlers too. I'm tired of it, bro.
Hey,
John Moxley gotta stop being old Japanese man.
They did Minoru Suzuki disrespectfully. That match could have been so much more. Like, I don't even want to talk about that. But John Moxley definitely should leave New Japan's talent pool alone for a little bit, because it really is the racist overtones are sort of there. Like, just white man beating down Asian men, and he shows them respect by hitting them with 2 paradigm shifts.
Yo, he just
double tap out of respect.
He just walks over and be like, "Who else in New Japan?" I'm like, "Bro, you don't even work for them. Like somebody on AEW, my guy, please."
I sent the contracts. Why are you sending contracts across the sea?
I sent 1,000 of them, bro. You work for AEW. Just get your match, dog.
But he sort of beat up everybody in AEW there for a while.
He did.
In the early days.
But now
he
they
beat
got-
up Darby, Joey.
It's a lot of new people though.
They got a
Yeah.
whole influx of new people. Fight one of them. Quit beating up 60 Japanese men.
He did 2.0 and Daniel Garcia there. I want to know who Daniel Garcia is related to on a second note, because he's getting so much placement in AEW, it's not funny. Like, just out of nowhere.
But yeah, next diversity, we're gonna talk to Robert. What you think about diversity?
I think WWE's gotten a lot better over the years just because they've been scouting like a lot of different places. And like you said before, like watching AEW, like the wrestling and stuff is nice, but you don't really see as much in terms of diversity. Like they've look at a lot of the recent people they've signed. Like they've gotten a lot of big signings, and like besides like Andrade and like Thunder Rosa, it's like mostly white people. So like they haven't. There's plenty of black talent out there that wrestles that like could be getting that chance, but they just don't really get it as much.
I was hoping Rick Swann would go over Kenny Omega. I don't know why, but I wanted to.
I thought he was going to beat him too, sort of. I sort of thought, but it's dope.
I wanted it, but I didn't think it was going to happen.
No one's beating Kenny until Hangman comes
Christian
back.
Cage beat him for it. I'm like, AEW got for it.
They had to give the Impact. They had to give the Impact belt to somebody safe.
Yeah, I'm like,
Christian Cage is just a safe bet for a belt.
Yeah, that's true.
But Robert, about diversity a little more. Well,
but yeah, no, like if you look at like WWE, like there's just a lot more diversity there. Like just look at the champions. And like look at not even just current champions, but recent champions. I mean, last year Keith Lee was the NXT champion. Bianca Belair just held the title. We just went from Bobby Lashley to Big E.
Asuka, Bailey, Puerto Rican.
Roman Reigns doesn't count because Vince McMahon just loves the Samoans.
That's crazy.
Her last name Martinez.
I thought Bailey was white as the driven snow.
No, she's Puerto Rican.
Nah, she's Puerto Rican.
Bro, her last name Martinez, bro.
I'm saying.
Oh, well.
Right.
Yeah, her name is Pam Martinez. She's Puerto
she
Rican
plays white well. She plays white well. That's all I can say.
Now that we know her name is Martinez, what is it?
No,
Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. That's national Twitter. Don't answer. I know you was going to the back of the deepest parts of the goddamn 4chan. I go 4chan wheels.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started. I got conspiracies for days.
God damn it! Don't go 4chan Tory today. We don't.
we need it, man. I'm telling you. I know how many people King Von killed.
Hey, all right. Yeah, see, now we about to get.
4chan telling you the truth.
This ain't the hip hop episode.
Okay,
the dark web is real, people.
Anything else, Robert?
Tap in.
Anything else, Robert, on that? Or you said everything?
I just think WWE's done a better job at like reaching out to more diverse people. Like AEW's been getting people who are like solid wrestlers and like have buzz or whatever, but like it just hasn't been as much color in there as WWE has been doing.
Like color is real.
Yeah.
Like NXT right now, we've got Legado del Fantasma doing their thing. We've got Hero doing their thing.
Love them.
Raquel Gonzalez.
And those are both fantastic ass. We got Raquel Gonzalez with the women's championship.
Io Shirai.
Io Shirai had it just before that.
Their tag team. Io Shirai, Zoe Stark.
Yeah,
I'm not sold on the tag team yet, but
no, but it's still diversity.
I like Io. I like Zoe Stark. I'm not sold on that.
Io's a singles wrestler, in my opinion.
Io is, yeah.
Yeah.
You can't get two people in a trash can to jump off the cage. That's a one-person job.
That's the truth, though. That's the truth.
I bet
pretty much just WWE's doing it better right now because I don't know what they're doing different, but they're doing something different. And AEW should probably step it up on that diversity front if Cody Rhodes is serious about solving racism.
Yeah.
You got to try harder. The only black wrestler can't be your wife, bro.
Yeah. Craig, what's your thoughts on that versus?
All right, man. Shit. All right. First and foremost, I judge all wrestlers on a point system.
Okay.
And you always get 1 point if you black.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I agree.
Freebie. I hear you.
Automatic.
Period. If
Reparations in the wrestling world. Let's go.
If you win another wrestler is a tie, you got 1 point.
One extra.
Black. I don't care. So like, I've rarely run across a black wrestler that I don't like.
Yeah.
And sometimes that might just be because he's black, and I don't give a shit.
Well,
I'm okay with that.
Fair.
Hey.
Now diversity. I feel like AEW doesn't do a bad job at diversity.
I don't either.
They're
Not a bad job.
Bottom of the card heavy.
Yeah.
So
Real heavy.
they have a lot of black wrestlers there.
They got Baron Black.
They're on dark elevation. They're like 22, 23 years old. Some of them are 18, 19.
Real up and comers, that grassroots feel.
They've got black dudes. But I think the issue is that like WWE has the name
Established.
If you a black man, are you going to, if you have the talent, are you going to the NFL or are you going to
the WWE? Yeah.
So like, I just think that like they don't have a shot at a lot of the black dudes because a lot of the black dudes, I can look at them and tell you over at WWE. New Day is not going nowhere.
Never. Lifers.
Bobby Lashley has no reason to go anywhere.
No.
He's already left and came back.
Yeah, exactly. He's done it all. Keith Lee, I'm gonna keep a pin in that. We're gonna talk about that in a minute.
He should go to AEW.
I think Keith Lee should go to AEW, but whatever.
He should.
Yeah.
And I just I don't think that they really I don't think they have a shot at a lot of the big names because the big names are all established in WWE and they just have no reason to leave there. Like if I was a New Day person, like they've done well in the New Day.
I gotta get
it.
If we're talking about true diversity, we're not just talking about black people.
That's why I mentioned Bailey and them too.
If I was an Asian person, I would never go to WWE.
No.
Nah.
Ever.
That's a sushi restaurant scene waiting to happen.
Yeah,
period. That was
period. Like I said,
You're gonna sneak something controversial in here, Tori. God damn it.
They get it on TV. They put it on TV.
It's true. It was so bad. It was so bad.
They did it. I'm just saying it.
That's facts, though. I'm with I'm with you on that. I agree. I just say, God damn it.
I watch
Shirai and Zoe Stark in the sushi restaurant happened.
Yeah.
So like I know Akira Tozawa from Dragon Gate, and I know him from PWG.
And he was amazing.
And he was really good. So then I turn on the TV, and he's a ninja.
Yeah.
A ninja.
Oh yeah.
A ninja.
So like, and he had to be a ninja though.
Yeah, ninja.
He has jutsu on WWE TV, guaranteed. He got a shadow cloner too.
I wouldn't go there. If I was a luchador, I would never go.
Never.
WWE.
No.
Because if you wear a mask and you're not Rey Mysterio, that's a death sentence.
It's gonna get taken off of you. Look at Andrade.
It's a death sentence. Like I was trying to explain to somebody, like that Grand Metalik was the man.
Man, he was cold,
bruh.
Man, he was nice
in Mexico.
Oof.
Then he went to the
Mystico. Or no, that was Sin Cara. That was Sin Cara.
Dope. And then he went to the main roster, and I haven't seen him do anything.
The Lucha House Party. I mean, look at that.
Yeah, so I mean, they go out there with pinatas.
The Lucha House Party.
It's so racially undertoned.
So I really
blatant.
Don't think
it's not even. It's overtones. It ain't even undertones.
Yeah.
It's overtones.
Hey, it's not the Mexicals. It's a little bit better.
So I just as far
they're not riding out on lawnmowers.
Oh Lord.
I feel like everything's okay in AEW. They just need to get some of their green talent over. But as far as big names, I don't ever see them coming up with any big names. I can't see that.
Like
happening.
even Gable Stevenson said he watched The Rock growing up, and that made him on the wrestle. I'm like, AEW gotta find. They gotta make a Rock to make people like, oh.
But I feel like that's sort of what they're trying to do with certain people, though.
Making a Rock is hard,
like,
by the way.
Oh yeah, that's really hard.
Rock.
The Rock is an actual talent. He beat NWO.
He did single-handedly.
Won the Monday Night Stone Cold quit because he got mad at Vince, and The Rock was like by himself. He's like, "You the man now." He was like, "Bet."
I got a question for everybody before we get to NBL. How do y'all feel about Sonny Kiss?
I don't care nothing about it.
I feel like he can wrestle.
If you want wrestling to be good and you want wrestling to be diverse, you have to appeal to all demographics.
Everyone.
That's across the board. I remember when I was young and everybody liked Jeff Hardy. I've never been a Jeff Hardy fan, not my cup of tea. But when I went to school, all the goth kids had Jeff Hardy t-shirts.
Most definitely. Hit the fingers and everything.
LGBTQ community likes wrestling too, and I feel like Sonny Kiss is the only one there. So,
but Sonny Kiss is a black gay dude. I mean, that's diversity.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like if we're pushing,
you know what I mean? Vince ain't gonna do that.
Vince won't.
Sonny Kiss ain't getting in the WWE at all.
Well, technically, they did have a black gay dude, and they just had him in catering for like 6 years.
Yeah.
Vince like, I don't know what to do with you.
It's like, creative ain't got nothing for you, kid.
Yeah.
Was it the primetime player dude? He was
Darren Young.
That's what I'm talking about. Darren Young.
But AEW, the thing is, AEW has 2 gay black wrestlers. They've got Sonny Kiss and they got Anthony Bowen from the Acclaimed. They're both gay black dudes, and both of them, the Acclaimed X-Casters got something like they're 2 random black kids. They cut their promos and raps, and it gets over.
Nah,
you can't hate on that.
He's too old to be doing that, man.
But to be honest, I'm gonna let Joe talk and Tori about diversity. But to be honest with you, I think both wrestling is in a way better place than I was little for black people. when I was little, it was you gonna be Dr. Umar and hate all white people. And then The Rock showed up and left it.
The Nation of Domination.
I'm like, oh, we could be something else.
Yeah, we could do something.
Yeah.
And then it took 20 years to get Kofi the belt, but now we get a lot. So I'm like, okay, we way better than we were because they developed talent.
we came a long way since Crime Time.
Yeah, I see.
Long way.
Yeah, I see.
R.I.P. Shad Gaspard.
Crime Time kind of podcast.
Rest in peace, Shad.
We gonna do one
for real though.
35 year.
But I see WWE with young 20-year-old black people coming up. I see AEW with young 20-year-old black people. I'm like, hey, I'm seeing us in the market now. Let's go.
Odyssey Jones, man.
Yeah.
He's up next.
That's a big dude.
That's a big dude that's nice in the ring.
Yeah. They give him the spots in the main event as tonight.
Yeah.
I think Hayes got a future too.
Oh yeah. He's
Hobbs too.
Big baby face inbound. Hobbs can be something different, bruh. If they use Hobbs right, Hobbs can be something completely different.
Yeah. We're gonna let Joe go on his black people rant. He know black.
I mean,
give us that Black Lives Matter wrestling edition.
Here, okay. So when I think about wrestling, when I'm a kid growing up, first thing that comes to mind is Hulk Hogan. It's them type of Shawn Michaels, all them type of cat. So like that's what I'm thinking about, right? They did end up being like super duper racist, but like so. But my thing is, I saw the Nation of Domination, and they were treated as jokes, man. Like black people in wrestling was jokes. Like, and then I think about Harlem Heat on WCW. They was just one big ass joke, but with a little flavor. Like it was just as blatant as making the Black Ranger black and making him do blackety black shit. You know what I'm saying?
Think about New Jack and the Gangsta. matches in Smoky Mountain.
Listen, that's just who New Jack was.
New
Like,
Jack,
New Jack wasn't playing the character.
Rest in peace.
Kama
to New
Mustafa
Jack, man.
was though.
Yeah, but New Jack, that was who that was.
Yeah,
They let a whole ass nigga on national television, and they had to deal with that.
they frisked him before he got in the ring.
You said shout out.
They used to check him for a taser.
So say all that to say this, like black people just always been jokes, in wrestling, and then The Rock came through, and then he's kind of black, you know what I'm saying? So they pushed that narrative. Well, you know his daddy, don't you? Yeah, he's kind of black.
Yeah,
nigga had a black mustache. Big went back to the 80s.
His tan was super hard.
R.I.P. Rocky Maivia.
Rocky Maivia.
Oh yeah, big shout out to him. I mean, he definitely was he had an okay career, right? He wasn't like
By all the black men on wrestling back then.
For the end of the territories, he did okay.
tag team champion.
With Tony Atlas.
Good.
Yeah, Tony Atlas. I forgot about him, but yeah.
Thank you. And see, that's why I have you here with me to just clean it up, so it kind of sounds like I know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I'm going somewhere. and so we get The Rock, and then we just love The Rock. But man, for a second there, I was just loving Stone Cold Steve Austin. He was just this redneck guy that hates his boss, and I'm like, man, I hate my teacher. So I'm like, all right, cool, man.
We got common ground.
So you know, I like then The Rock's like, man, I'm just flashy. I don't even know when he eventually turned that way, but like Farouk used to get beat all the time.
Yep.
D'Lo Brown was definitely a joke and used to get beat all the time.
That head swivel.
I like D'Lo.
Huge D'Lo.
He had the Sky High was so beautiful.
Oh,
bro.
Yeah.
Man.
And the low
Into
down.
the pin.
The low down,
Ooh,
beautiful. Beautiful.
It just had to be the lowdown though. You know what I'm saying?
It had to be a low down. You're looking at the real deal.
All the way.
I'm looking at so like it was hard for me to really grab on to like black wrestlers because they kept on making niggas look like jokes, man. And so now I'm looking at it. Let's talk about Kofi Kingston. Bro, I'm up randomly on a Saturday morning, nigga. These niggas is on Channel 4 right before Yu-Gi-Oh! Wrestling.
Yep.
Selling series.
Saturday morning. Yep.
Saturday morning. They got this man up at it's probably pre-recorded, I would say. Probably on that Friday, I think.
I'd guess.
And you're playing wrestling, and then it's like, hey, but we got cereal, booty-os.
Yeah.
Like it's so hard for them. I think your boy, Ashley probably is the closest to actually being like super duper respectable because he's not for the games. Like I'm a heavyweight. What's up? Where Batista? Whoever I got. What are we doing? Let's
give me them all.
So he's
but
like
Big E kind of Big E because from everybody I've met him, he act like himself.
That's the way he acts. Yeah.
He
I think the New Day is definitely the exception to that rule.
Because the media comment wasn't an interview.
Only exception.
The meat comment was in an interview, so he's like joking.
Yeah.
That's them in real life.
Yeah, that's actually them. That's just them being them.
They play on.
Look at up, down, and all that. You know what I mean?
Seriously, like them just clowning.
And you can tell that's them too because Adam Cole and them act different. They do on TV on that show.
Yeah,
so,
way different.
And Xavier Woods is the same person. I'm like, what?
All the way through.
I can see what Joe's saying because they put Shelton Benjamin with his mama.
Yeah.
That's incredibly disrespectful.
She dragged that nigga out the ring by his ear.
Bro.
Exactly. MVP was balling. Like
balling.
Like how stupid is that?
Like shot a free throw on his way to the ring balling.
Exactly.
John Cena was the most respected black man.
Guaranteed. The Doctor of Thugonomics had the more street cred than anybody
to
in
the point
there.
that Vince felt like he can say nigga.
Say nigga too.
Yeah, he could say nigga.
John definitely said nigga on the low too. Like John said nigga in the locker room, guaranteed.
Like
he got like Vince McMahon got an N-word pass if he was with John Cena. John Cena said it was cool.
Yep.
Because I'm
definitely.
with him.
Well, John Cena was on one of
that whole demographic really was hung on to John Cena like that, dog. And they blatantly
because he was a rapper.
He was like Eminem.
John, but listen to what I just said. John Cena is the most celebrated black wrestler.
Yeah,
ever.
Okay, that's true. Believe it or not, that's probably the consensus.
And it wasn't a gimmick or anything. It
Not
was
my
like
consensus.
Look, he said not me.
Nah.
Yo,
Dr. Umar is not here. We can speak candidly about what really happens. But I mean and then I'm just gonna move very quickly over. When it comes to luchadors, like, man, they got a whole following in Mexico. Like, everybody wears masks, they do dope ass shit. But like, when you will watch the WCW or you watch WWE, they bring on a Japanese wrestler and hey, do some cool stuff real quick. Let's bring in some luchadors. Hey, do a couple of flips and get the fuck out of here. Like they do that with each demographic, but it seems like the only people that are allowed to wrestle is if you're Ric Flair or if you're Hulk Hogan or one of these guys. They don't let different. So when we talk about diversity, okay, now they're doing it because they got pushed that way, because that's where the world is going. You have to do that. Yeah. But back in the day, now that I think about it, like, yo, you niggas is racist.
Yeah.
Go out there and do your little flippity flip and spit your little ass.
Bro, Triple H did the most racist stuff ever, and he just beat everyone.
The every last one of them.
Everybody.
If Triple H fought a luchador, he was beating them in 10 seconds, and then he gonna hit him with a sledgehammer, and they won't show up no more. Hey, bro, I'm gonna hit you with this sledgehammer. Get off my TV.
You're off. You're off.
Get off my TV right now.
Republican voters probably would be with the more with the supremacy of.
Hey, Donald Trump's in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Yo,
that's why Kofi lost.
Yeah, Vince Kennedy McMahon ain't letting that go.
Actually cut Vince hair off. Didn't he win with
Donald
Trump?
Shaved his head. Yep, Bidu Maga is Donald Trump's representative.
For Christ's sake. Yep. So that's where I'm at. With like the WWE, just diversity in wrestling, I think we came a long way from being a joke. I think they're actually giving people real chances again. Kofi Kingston got pushed because I think he had that real Saturday
Kofi Mania.
Yo, thank God he got rid of fake Jamaican accent, even though they didn't give Apollo.
Then you used to be Jamaican.
That was strange.
Apollo Crews brought a spear to the ring.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
a spear to the ring.
So we didn't got through with it. The top of wrestling, they got rid of it, kind of. The middle card and the bottom.
The undercard still
mid card. You still got to coon around a little bit in the mid card. It was just,
you still got to.
It's what you do.
Your name is Mr. Sambo as long as you're on the mid card.
Yeah, Sasha and them don't got to do that. But once you like Apollo Crews, you got to come with a spear.
Once you're there, you're there. But like if you ain't there, you gotta.
You got to speak Jamaican or Nigerian as Apollo does.
He's really African though.
Nigerian drum match. Nigerian drum match.
Yo, I'm like, why does he got? Why does Drew McIntyre have a sword? And
why does he keep pointing at people?
It's named after his dead mother. God.
And then he cut a motorcycle like he was Highlander.
Yeah, no. He keeps pointing his sword at brown
people.
Then
they put it with the toy. Then they put it with the action figure.
Y'all really wondering why this show is losing the demographic?
I mean,
my man was like, a motorcycle. Let me see if I can slash it in half with my sword.
I was gonna say they put the Great Khali in a Punjabi prison match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
a Punjabi prison match.
Listen, the Punjabi prison
sounds racist when you say it.
Sounds racist. First off, I will never forget hearing Undertaker accept that match because him saying Punjab the way he said it. I accept your Punjab prison. I was like, bro, that's not even how it. That's not even the name of the match, bro.
You left off a whole syllable, but I'm gonna let it fly because you're the dead man.
Punjab, bro. We need shirts with that, nigga.
It was the American way too. You guys think that was after 9/11? It was.
That was way after 9/11. No.
What, bro? They did Arabs pretty bad.
Yo, why did John Cena fight Eddie Guerrero in like a Mexican street fight?
Hey,
and
why did JBL catching Mexicans at the border?
Oh man,
yo,
it was so racist.
Yo, why
JBL was catching Mexicans at the border?
And why
remember Kerwin White though?
Yo, y'all want to know a sucker racist thing that you always do? Mexican wrestlers always put people in the back of trucks.
Oh, I didn't see that coming.
Think about NXT. They just Phantom
Hey,
Timo just put what's on the back of a truck. Eddie Brown used to do it too. They're like,
Yeah,
they
the
like
parking
him.
lot's the most dangerous place in NXT, though. The parking lot in NXT is the most dangerous place in
Yeah,
the
she
world.
goes down in the NXT parking
God
lot.
damn it.
You will get hurt.
You want to get written off the show real quick? Hang out in that
Go in the
parking
Yeah, hang out in the parking
In the
lot.
parking lot.
Hey,
Yep.
hey, that's why everybody stay in catering.
You know,
Check
William
it.
Regal wasn't even safe out there.
taking out
Yeah, I was
next
gonna say
week.
William Regal went out there and got, but that's Karrion Kross. He gonna.
I'm glad that we've established that one of the most dangerous places you can ever be, not Compton, not Southside Chicago.
Chirac ain't got nothing.
It's
It's
on the
NXT.
parking lots in Florida.
NXT parking lot.
NXT parking lot. It's like the apron of the arena. It's the hardest part.
Well,
Oh, they are. You going?
yo, well,
You looking to
technically, it's
lose some
always
time
been
off your
dangerous.
career?
I seen Triple H get a cement block thrown at him. I seen
Hey,
everything.
Vince McMahon got blown up in a limousine in
That's what I'm
the
saying.
parking lot.
God damn it.
Even the
They
owners
just
got
ran up.
safe in the parking lot, dog.
Then he was cool that next week because Chris Benoit died.
Yep. Yep, I was about to say Chris Benoit went crazy and they had to bring everybody back.
Bro,
Yeah.
y'all see Chris Benoit's son about to start wrestling?
Yo,
Man, but you see, he ain't got no teeth. I don't think he's got like the crazy
He ain't got no teeth.
extra lips, extra. He got.
That was not the direction.
Joe, you see, I tried to keep it politically correct for you, dog.
He said he got extra lips, bro.
Like he looks like he's got false teeth, but he don't wear them.
What?
Chris Benoit's son is bad. Like
Yo, they gonna eat him alive and comments.
he ain't got.
Shit.
I have
he better
Bro,
not
it's
ever
gonna be
turn heel.
bad.
fearful.
He needs to avoid the comments at all costs.
So,
In fact, no, never mind.
Absolutely, bro.
He's gonna-
fearful.
He better lean into being a heel right now because that face run is not gonna work.
Oh
ain't
yeah,
gonna work.
Hey,
you
bro.
getting booed?
The
better not get on
trolls, the
Twitter.
trolls in that one, like it's gonna be a lot of people that just they all
Oh,
gonna
it's
do
gonna
is
be
keep
hard.
posting his
He better
dad all
never
day.
put nobody in a chokehold.
Never.
Never.
He can't bust out a flying headbutt at
Nope,
all.
none of that.
None.
None of that.
Bro, that is
I
the
better not
scariest
see you
thing
on the
I've-
second rope.
Yeah.
You can't even go up to the second rope.
Nope, can't even do it.
Yo, but theme of like a lot of stuff, even Big E's series yesterday. That's when I kind of knew he was gonna do it last night. He had a whole series about mental health. He was going over how his mental health,
Yeah.
how him being wrestling for like over a decade, and how he like preferred the way he getting over now because it felt like he earned it because he wasn't just
He
giving
did.
it to him like certain people because they name or nothing. Like I had to earn it, so if I win it, it's gonna feel special. So I was like, yeah, he win. That's my first
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And by the way,
Honestly, when he tweeted, I was like, that's different. Maybe he is gonna go.
yeah. And by the way, I want to shout out for the way they handled Bobby Lashley last night because he looked
Man.
badass even when he lost. He's like, man, I'm
Even
hurt.
when he was
and then
losing.
he slapped.
That's how you get.
When Big E slapped, he said, "Ring the fucking bell." I was like, okay,
Yep.
good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
That's how you lose and still get
You
over.
know what I'm saying? He hurt. He done had a match. Ring the fucking bell. I'm finna whoop his. Okay,
Yeah.
It's going down.
okay, I respect that. I don't mind seeing it again healthy. Now, 'cause
They did well with that last night.
They did good with his whole title run. Honestly, they did a real good job with it.
they
They
did.
did.
But they showing little signs that they might start caring a little more with a little competition. So I'm seeing Damian Priest, Matt Riddle, and other people getting
Yeah.
on. I'm hoping that
Speak,
they keep
speak
it
to
up.
diversity.
Yeah, so I'm hoping.
Damian Priest, man.
Yeah, so I'm hoping they start getting on. But this was an amazing show. Like you can see,
Absolutely.
we could talk for like probably 10 hours. But that's why we
Ever.
got. That's why we
We
got
got a
a
lot
show
more
every
topics.
month. By the way, we didn't even get to the next month. Or if y'all like it enough, we'll do it next week. But next week is anime regardless. But next month we'll talk about how
I got hot
NWO
takes there too.
how NWO stole from NWA, except for they made it Rockstar Edition. All that.
Yeah.
Man, I can't wait till next week, man. I hope to see y'all and more people next time. Or shit, if it's the same group of people, let's keep it cracking. If we miss some people, we just gonna do this shit.
Yeah.
So I hope everybody 100%. I hope we get to see y'all, man. This is dope, man. This is dope. This was a dope conversation, man. Thanks for coming
I
up with
thought
this
so, too.
ideas, man. Thanks for being a technology.
Yeah, that's
guy
where the real
behind this
kudos
shit.
go.
So appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I made Joe work this week, so he's slick upset. So don't.
Hey,
He thought he was gonna come on this show and drink and look.
OnlyFans. I mean,
He thought he was
just
gonna come on this show and drink and not talk. Come on. No, you feel
I personally am offended by that.
That's what you said.
Clutch
Oh,
them
shit.
pearls.
Yeah,
I said that.
You did say, but yeah, he thought he was coming out. You gonna host a little bit. You gonna do something. I'll host next week because anime my thing too. But Joe like anime too, so he'll talk next week. So we good.
Man, I'm gonna have to watch all of Juju Kaisen and all that shit. But man,
Hey,
it was cool to go back
that-
down memory lane.
Gojo
with
ain't
you
no
niggas,
joke.
man. It was cool.
Gojo taking niggas bitches.
Yo, we
Wait,
got
what?
He out there.
next week gonna be fun anime edition. By the way, shout out to my boy. If y'all watch Reincarnated of a Slime today,
Hey, Rimuru killing boys.
my boy Veldora.
Oh,
He a
okay.
spammer. He a spammer.
He a big
Hadouken. For the people that know, y'all
Repeated,
know.
wash, rinse, repeat them moves.
But we'll talk about that next week. I appreciate y'all. Remember to keep stomping. Remember, always check in. Something amazing happened. Peace.
Peace.
Still let go.